This is Jesus' Silent Years, Foundations, Volume 1, written and read by Vance Shepperson.
Chapter 1. Jesus. It was an ordinary Wednesday morning when the ground began to shake. Our family had finished breakfast. We'd also finished talking about our dreams, and now we were reading the Torah. When the shaking began, Ma's face stiffened. Abba's eyes widened with alarm. The smaller children were preoccupied with toy soldiers playing on the floor, all except James. He scrambled to the window. "Look, Ma! Real soldiers are outside!" Ma snatched him up, put her forefinger to his mouth. Ma's fear rattled me. I breathed, tuned my ears to Father's voice. "It's your Abba below. Do it now. Abba, quick, could you take the scroll down to its niche?" Abba opened the trapdoor and dropped into the rock foundations of our house, a level below where we kept the animals. I dragged the rug back over our trapdoor. 2 platoons of Special Force troops were here in tiny Nazareth. The voice again, Father's voice. "Stay inside. Sit on the floor beside your mother's knee. Keep Deborah on your lap." I obeyed. Rough men crashed through the door, saw only a woman with her children, and kept moving. Jabez's shoe repair shop, across the street, had just opened for business. 2 soldiers pulled Jabez from behind his counter and added him to a short string of village men. They were surrounded by soldiers. Amos, Jabez's son, was taken hostage. If there was trouble of any kind, his child would join him on another cross. Other neighbors, other sons were taken. I quietly closed the shutters. I sneaked out the back door, watched from the olive grove at the back of our home and up the slope. I was confused. Why did they pick these men to die? Out in the village square, soldiers strapped Jabez and the other neighborhood men to the hitching post. 2 burly executioners, stripped to the waist, lashed the men. Each soldier wielded a cat of 9 tails, embedded with bits of metal that flashed in the sun. The whips ripped through skin and muscle, down to bone. I felt each wet splat of leather and metal on skin. I took it all personally. My neighbors, now with raw meat for backs, were marched close to where I sat, hidden from view in the branches of an ancient olive tree. Each prisoner hacked down his own tree. Each was given a saw, hammer, and spikes. Each man cut the top part off his tree. Each hammered this top piece sideways into the main trunk with a 7-inch spike. That same hammer and similar spikes would soon be used on him, fastening him to a rough bed of his own making. Get down from your hiding place. Walk beside your friend. I left my safe place and walked next to Amos, behind his father. I looked at my friend's face, felt his terror, his wound, his vulness, as the Romans say, opened up within me. I became vulnerable to all Amos refused to feel. I started bawling, afflicted with this dark gift from Father. Amos sniffled. Together we trudged behind his father. Once, Jabez fell under the weight of his own cross. I knelt, reached for him. "Let me carry your cross, Jabez Barjona." The Roman sergeant whirled around and with a casual swipe of his arm sent me sprawling. "Get away, kid! This zealot carries his own cross. Kill one of ours. We crucify 5 of yours." Then I understood. We were being punished. Rogue bandits had killed a Roman soldier in our district. Jabez carried his cross past the garbage dump south of our village where we burned our trash. Yesterday's fires still smoldered. The wind blew smoky ash all around. The rising sun looked like a bleeding egg yolk peppered with ash. Jabez dug his own grave, dump side, along with the other men. He worked harder at it than the others, squaring off the corners, going deeper. Wanted to keep the dogs from getting at him once he was freed from this life. He dug his grave the same way he'd made my shoes, precisely. He'd always paid attention to detail. Once the graves were dug, soldiers
Sample complete. Ready to continue?